Day Ducks, I hope you're all right. You would be forgotten. You would be forgiven for thinking that it's nearly Christmas, but it is only early February as I record this. So much has happened. It's been absolutely crazy, and you would think that everything that's happened since Christmas, since New Year and Christmas 2025, everything that's happened in 2026 would make up for a year's worth of news, current affairs, world topping events. It's just been absolutely crazy. So the Epstein files, bombing Nigeria, tempting nearly almost getting to the point where we're going to bomb Iran. Starmer, the fallout from that we're having in this country, in the UK, with the Epstein files. The Epstein files really, that's just the biggest story of the century. It has been absolutely crazy, and I can't keep up with it all. It's nice that it hasn't been so much trans stuff. There were no trannies in the Epstein files. So there was no drag queens in the Epstein files. There was one gay man, or a number of gay men, all rather dodgy people, but no trannies. So if you're in the UK, you may have heard about the Hampstead Heath Ponds, where that's now staying open for trans women to use the women's only bathing area. That was good news. We had the Darlington, the Durham nurses? I can't remember where it was now off the top of my head, but the nurses who took the healthcare trust, the NHS healthcare trust in their area to court over allowing a trans woman to change in the same area as them. That wasn't good. But there has been a lot of good news on the queer scene. Not a lot, but some good news. So all the bad news that's gone on in the last month that has taken up all our time has been all news and current affairs, and predominantly down to one person called Donald Trump. 2 innocent American civilians gunned down on the streets of Minneapolis. ICE acting like Trump's brown shirts, and just enforcing fear and terror onto the streets of predominantly Minneapolis, but other cities, other blue states predominantly in America. That's not good. Not really. You've got a situation in the world now where we can't keep up with how quickly news and current affairs develop. Everything moves on from one thing to another. So at the moment, to distract from the Epstein files, Trump was racist again. We all know he's a racist, but he did the picture of Michelle Obama and Barack Obama in a particular fashion, and that's got all the news, and he's been called out as a racist, and he won't apologise. But that's just a neat distraction for him, because no one's asking him questions over the Epstein files. God. And then he can always, if he's down to it, he can always bomb Iran. That'll deflect from the Epstein files. It's crazy. It's crazy. Everything is speeding up, going faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And it's hard to keep up with everything. It's kind of nice doing Southampton Spectrum on the radio show, because we can focus on queer news and politics and angle mainstream politics into it as a broader look at the subject, but not to the degree where we're going, shit, it's all going to go crap. We have a level of brain on it, so we can choose the stories and we can discuss and debate them. But we don't go into the whole. We haven't discussed the shooting in the 2 shootings in Minneapolis. I think we mentioned it briefly as a side note. But when you're doing a queer show, you concentrate on queer news and politics, and it's handy because it's a deflection. And what Mabel tries to do is look for good news so we can talk about some positive stuff, which lightens the load that we have to carry. Because, as you all know, the news is not good. It's not good at the moment for either queer people, migrants, people of colour, or immigrants, or people living in America. There's also 2 elections going on as I record this. There's one in Japan and there is one in Portugal. And the Portuguese have a choice. They can go fascist or they can go socialist. And we all know which one we'd like them to go. It's just getting beyond a joke. I mean, this all comes off the back of Greenland from last year when Trump was forced to back down. Taco Trump, always chickening out Trump. I almost think he won't bomb Iran because he'd rather come to a deal and not go through the rigmarole of a glorified fireworks display, because that's all it'll be. What's he going to? He can't invade Iran. No one's invading Iran. It's a mountain. It's full of mountains. Its topography is nightmare. You could occupy a few cities on the coasts and try and hold them back, but the American military doesn't want to invade Iran. They'd be crazy if they did that. Almost as crazy as the Russians going into Ukraine. Oh no, wait, they did that, didn't they? But it would help as a good distraction from Epstein if the questions continue to come up and dog him. He's all over them. And all his friends are over him. And all the government members are over him. Nigel Farage is mentioned in the Epstein files. And there's a particularly wizarding author who has done some interesting things over the last few days, which I saw in a news article online. But she may be implicated a lot more than it appears she is in the Epstein files, allegedly. It's just crazy. And it's only February. It's February 8th as I record this. It's the first week of February. It won't slow down. If you were a journalist and your job was to cover just American politics alone, it's just, I watched Simon Marks on LBC and he just seems absolutely blown away by it all. Because it's just constant, non-stop. If it slows down, people will think something's going wrong. People will think there's a miss. If we all slip down a portal into another dimension where this one's sounder. Yeah, so it's only February, ducks. So try and keep up. I will try and do more videos. I have a couple planned. I have one, a trance one. I have some politics ones I'd like to do. There are some books. There are some videos I'd like to do, but it's getting around to doing them. We do the radio show, Southampton Spectrum, every Saturday, 2 till 4 GMT at the moment. It's not British summertime yet. That happens at the end of March. And that's, me and Mabel do that every second week, every 2 weeks, and Danny does it every 2 weeks. And we do it between the three of us. And it works. I think it's good. Because it's like one show, but two different styles. Danny does it in his inevitable way, and his way works, it's good. And me and Mabel do it in our way, which can be a bit depressing and a bit heavy political. But we like to inform the listener. We do our best to give you the news and as we see it. And I think it works. And we get positive feedback on the streets, and some people are happy with what we're doing. But, like I say, it's hard to keep up with everything that's going on at the moment. Especially in this country now. So as I record this, McSweeney, who's was the chief of staff to Number 10, has resigned over the Epstein scandal for making Keir Starmer appoint Peter Mandelson as ambassador to the UK of the UK to America. The Court of St. James it's called, the ambassador of the Court of St. James to Washington. Yeah, he was known as the Prince of Darkness. I don't understand why people are sort of like in the media surprised at what's come out about Peter Mandelson. He's a very dodgy person. Very dodgy person. And as someone on the left, he's done a lot to destroy our position in politics in this country. And he did all this whilst the friend of a paedophile. And he did all this whilst making, it would appear from the Epstein files, him and his husband, a lot of money. He was not a nice person. The Prince of Darkness, he was nicknamed. And he is now in disgrace. Morgan McSweeney, the as I say, the cabinet secretary, the cabinet chief of staff, has resigned in the wake of this. I don't think he had much choice. Now it's just a matter of time before Keir Starmer goes, because his image is just trash for a number of reasons that'll take too long to go into here. Right back from when he was running for leadership of the party. And so it's all caught up with Keir Starmer, and now it looks like he's on thin ice and he may have to resign. The question is, does he stay on until after the local elections when the results will be absolutely diabolical for the Labour Party, or does he go now? A sensible politics mind would say he holds on until May and then goes after the results. I find it hard to think he's going to last that long. May is a long time away. As I say, we're only in early February, and May is a long time away to the local elections and the mayoral elections and the elections in Scotland and Wales. So I fail to see how he can hold on all that time. I do. I fail to see how he can hold on all that time. He might do, but I fail to see how he can. It's a long period of time for him to still be Prime Minister, and the crap that's going on with the Epstein files and anything else that comes along in the intermediate part future is just going to make his position even more untenable. I think he may go early. I might be wrong. He may go after the May elections, but I find it hard to think he'll stagger on for another, what's that, three whole months? A lot can happen in 3 whole months. As one person said, politics, a week is a long time in politics. So, yeah, that's what's going on in the UK. America, it's going to shit. UK, it's going to shit. I wish I had more bright news for you. You want good news? Listen to the radio show. 2 o'clock till 4 o'clock every Saturday on Voice FM. It's a good show. We have a laugh. And we get the queer news and politics out. And we're known as the most controversial show on Voice FM. Probably, actually, if you think about it, we're probably the most controversial show on any of the commercial and community stations across the South Coast. Because they don't really touch on politics. It's all about music, curated music, and local bands and stuff like that. Local music scenes. Don't underestimate community and local radio. It's good. So yeah, that's my thoughts on what is this, February? Is it not Christmas yet? Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will try to get a video out soon to you all, folks. Have a good one. Bye.